Hey guys, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Before we start today's video though, I'd like to take a moment to ask you to please hit the thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and the notification button. That way you get notified of every new video that I make. Also, take a moment and consider possibly either subscribing to the channel, joining us over on Patreon, or on Buy Me a Coffee. Either one out of the three helps immensely. We appreciate it if you can. Now, in today's video, we're going to take a look at a Linux distribution that is based off of Linux from scratch. So it's pretty much its own independent distribution. It's got its own package manager. It's French-based, and it's actually not a systemd Linux operating system for the init system. It actually uses System V. So let's go ahead and take a look at NutyX Linux. And so here is NutyX Linux. Let's go ahead and open this up, and you can see right here that it is NutyX GNU Linux. It is kernel 6.5. I have it in my virtual machine here, which is given 6 cores of my RAM and 8 gigs of, 6 of my CPU cores and 8 gigs of my RAM. Its kernel is 6.5.5. We have 493 packages. That's it. It's using Bash 5.2. It's the Cinnamon desktop. It is the terminal that is the GNOME terminal, and it is extremely lightweight. Let's see if we can open up HTOP if it's in here. It is not. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at something that I wanted to show and showcase. The actual package manager that it uses is called Cards. So if we do cards --help, you can see right here, this is the syntax for Cards. It's somewhat similar to one like you would get with app because it uses install and remove and search. Let me see if I can make this font just a little bit bigger for you guys. Okay, so as you can see, it uses like base to return to a basic system. So you'd like sudo cards and then base, and it'll actually turn you into like get rid of everything that you've installed. I think it's kind of like a rollback system. Config, you can print information about the cards configuration. Create. So basically with this, you can actually create a package from a recipe found in the actual port. So like, it's basically like a PKG build file, so to speak. It'll help you build the package. You can deprecate with it. You could also files. You can list. Oh, crap! What I do? Didn't mean to do that. You could list the files that are installed on a package, like say sudo cards files. Like let's see, files, and then like say Firefox. Then you want to give it your password, your root password, and there you go. So this is going to tell you all the locations. Firefox or Chrome based anything has anything at all in here for browser wise that's got Firefox in any way, shape, or form in here at all. So you can actually find out where the files are for said actual application that you're looking for. So that's a good thing. It's kind of like the Find, but it's very target specific for your actual files of the application you're looking for. So okay, so now that we used it for that, so let's go ahead and type clear here, and then let's do sudo cards, and then instead of files, let's do search, and then Firefox. And so now it's going to tell you which repo Firefox is in and what version. And here it shows that they have the regular standard 119 version. So it's a not too held back version, but a more current version. And then I also got the development version of it as well. So there's that. And so let's go ahead and clear out of that, and then let us try cards. And let's do let's see, let's try install, and let's go ahead and let's see if MPB's there. What the heck? And it's right there, and it's installing it right out the box, just like that. It's actually very fast. I went through and looked in the etc file, and it's done. It's completely finished, just like that. It was actually pretty fast. I went through and looked in the actual etc directory for the config for it, and there is no parallel downloads. That isn't to say that I don't think you couldn't add it, but it may freak it out or bork it out, but I didn't try it. But anyhow, it is a very flexible and functional package manager that it's its own to NuTyx. So that's a look at cards. Now, this is the Cinnamon desktop, as we looked at before, which is a kind of fork of GNOME. So that's why you have, like, it uses Nemo, I believe. Nemo for the file manager still, which is, adequate enough for anybody that's coming to NuTyx to use, to get used to it. That's the file manager. You can obviously install Thunar, whatever your heart's desire, I believe. It is available, NuTyx is available in KDE, XFCE, Cinnamon, and GNOME. It is such an I can't get over how light it actually is. I mean, the other thing that I want to talk about is it does use the ncurses installer. It is not a ColorMars installer. It is a kind of terminal centric installer, but it's like a TUI. So therefore you actually, you have to use arrow keys and highlight and hit enter in order to, and tab to get to your next thing. It's very simple. It's actually the lightest and easiest straightforward ncurses installer I've ever seen, because when you boot into the ISO, it actually wants you to go to install, and it goes right into the TUI, and basically you set your location, your keyboards, your user, the user password and description, also the host machine name, and that's it. It uses the actual date and time from the internet to do it, which this is wrong. It's not the right time zone for me. So we'll go to date and time settings, and I will select my time zone right here, and then you just enter your password, and now it changed to Los Angeles, which is correct. We're going to go with network time, and we're going to not use a 24-hour clock, and then first day of the week, use local default, and that's it. That is it for all of it. And now it changed it to 6:06 p.m. So that is the only caveats that you'll have with installing NuTyx. So here's your Cinnamon panel at the bottom, very similar to Mate and all those guys that are forked off of GNOME. Only instead of being at the top, it's at the bottom. Similar to like a Windows 7 field. In fact, if you're coming over from Windows, this is definitely a distribution that I would actually recommend. I mean, for you to try. It's pretty awesome. So anyhow, here's your application launcher. It's very simple, very basic. On the right hand side is your pinned, like almost like your favorites, I guess. Which Firefox, their terminal, which is GNOME terminal, and then Nemo is here. Of course, you got your, like your screen, or your log out, or in your power session. Under the applications, you've got all applications, and you've got accessories, which are files, Nemo, and text editor. Which the text editor, I'm not sure which one it is, but we can take a look. It might be gedit. It's Z. There you go. It's Z. So anyhow, so it uses Z for the text editor, which is like any other text editor. I mean, outside of Vim or anything like that, it's a simple, easy graphical user, text editor. Under Internet, it's got Firefox. For programming, it's got JTK Demo, Icon Browser, Node Editor, Print Editor, and Widget Factory. For sound and video, you have MPV and OBS, both of which I installed, and VLC is what it came with. Administration-wise, it's got the package manager for cards, which is going to be a graphical user actual front end for it. And so you can click here for syncing. It's going to sync your databases. And then say you're looking for, let's say, Kdenlive. I hit enter, and as I type, it actually pulls it up right here. So all you do is you click on it, you click install, and then you hit go right here at the top in the front here, and it will actually install Kdenlive. I am not going to do that, because I don't need to install it here. But you already saw how fast cards actually works. But they do have a graphical user interface for it. Gparted is the actual partitioner that it comes installed with, is the GNOME, disk partitioner. It's got the terminal, and then it's got UX term. Here you can deal with users and groups. Under preferences, of course, you've got every kind of preferences that's going to be important, such as date and time, account details, advanced network configuration, applets, backgrounds. So you can change your backgrounds from whatever to whatever. But either way, I'm not going to do any of that. I actually like this background that's here for its wallpaper. What I don't like, though, is that it doesn't show you, like, you can go into, like, Adwita, there's none. I guess this is the only backgrounds that they have available. So let me see here. If you go to your file system, you should go to user, share, and it's either going to be in a backgrounds wallpaper. It's got your NuTyx. Oh, wow, they've got a ton of them. Wow, so yeah, you can definitely cycle through those. Ooh, that's a nice one. You can set that one as wallpaper. Bam. So we can close out of that, and there's our new wallpaper. So yeah, it's right there. And then also, if you notice, they did have the regular GNOME ones in there for the new GNOME ones that they have. And also, I believe if you go here, you might come down to the bottom, and there might be an actual wallpapers folder as well. So we can take a look at that and see if that's there. We got Wayland. Oh, so you can log into a Wayland session. And there is no wallpapers, so it's in backgrounds folder, and that's where it's at. So there is that in preferences. You can do your Bluetooth color, which is probably going to use for your Bluetooth connector, is going to either use blues or blue man. Your date and time, which we already looked at. Desklets, which if you open that, it's going to give you like a clock desklet, which you could. Where the heck is it? Add. And there's your clock on your desklet. So, of course, you can go to the settings right here to configure it. You can change the text color from that to say, let's go this light green. We're going to hit select. See, that looks much better. We can change the font size to make it smaller, so it's not so big. And no, we're not going to do that. We're going to hit that, and there you go. And then now, of course, you can probably drag it wherever you want. So you can put it over here in the top right-hand corner. Bam. So there's that for desklets. For desktop, of course, that is going to be where you could add icons like my computer, all that kind of stuff. Basically, you can configure your desktop. It's a great way to add little things. For display, obviously, for now, I see something that I want effects. Is this going to be like startup menu animation, Windows effects? Yeah. Windows running, minimize existing ones, traditional, closing windows. What? Windows and unminimizing. Let's try fly. What does that do? So if I minimize this window, it kind of like disappears. I love how maximizing the window actually, let's see, minimizing is fade. Let's see how that works. Oh, that was nice. Fade was kind of nice. Yeah, so you can adjust the different effects that it can do with your you can like change the speed to be faster, so it's almost like instant. Yeah, that's good. So I mean, you can play with that a little bit and have some fun. It's kind of almost like it's partial compiz is what I'm looking at it as. You know, it's kind of like partial compiz days. Um, for effects, for extensions, let's see. Oh, I guess you can download some extensions. Right now we're looking at, oh wow, yeah, so this is like GNOME extensions for like Watermark, Desktop Cube, which is the old Compiz days, Compiz window effects. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of stuff you can play with there. Let's see, what else do we have? Uh, let's see, gestures. That's for your laptops, mouse and touchpad. You can set that network. I'm sure that that will actually allow you to adjust, like, you know, network names, hidden networks, that kind of stuff. For panel, you can customize your panel and power management. Also, you can set your preferred applications, a screensaver, which I wonder if it uses. It's not opening. Mm-hmm. So that's weird. So what the heck just happened here? I squashed it. That's cool. I squashed the application panel. And then also themes here. You can adjust your themes from either, you know, mixed to dark to light, which I like it. It already comes dark. I think all distributions should have themes that are dark right off the bat. And then if you want light, you can change it because most people like dark anyhow. And of course, you can do window tiling. That's kind of cool. So you can set that. That's a tiling extension that they added into this from GNOME Extensions. That's already pre-built into it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, NuTix Linux is a very nice, very well done, fast, lightweight Linux distribution. Oh, let's go back and actually, I want to go here and actually, I want to use cards and I want to install HTOP and just see what we really are looking at for our system resources. So let's go ahead and do that. Wow, just like that, it's done. And then we're going to do HTOP. And look at that. I mean, let me increase the text here, and we're looking for memory only less than half a gig of RAM being used, and maybe 3% of my CPUs collectively. I mean, it's insane. It's extremely lightweight on resources. There's not a lot actually running in the background, and that's the thing about System V. System V is very light on resources. You can set run levels in System V for which applications have different, you know, degrees of run level, so that way they're more prioritized over the others or whatever. I mean, it's very customizable in that aspect. So, I mean, it's a great solid distribution. It's beautiful. It's fast. It's lightweight, non-system D, if that's a thing for you, and it's very well put together. And it's, you can, you know, find it at nutixlinux.org, gnulinux.org. I will have a link for it in the description. Either way, if you've used it, let me know what you think about it. If you haven't, spin it up, give it a try, comment down below, let me know what you think about it. Chef's kiss to it. It's actually one that is a very beautiful and elegant distribution that's perfect as far as being minimal. And it's its own independent because it's based off of Linux from scratch. So either way, y'all keep doing what you do. Keep on Linuxing. Stay blessed. And above all, I will see you in the very next one.